Hey, what's up guys, Steady here. Today I'm going to be bringing you a video on how to loot the dome on reserve. I think this is a great place to loot on reserve, and right now, some of you might be doing great, but others of you might be trying to just make some money, struggling raids, and you want to be able to afford some of those bigger and better kits. And I think the dome is a very safe place to loot. It's never contested at all unless you're running the snipers at the dome. But other than that, I am able to loot here almost every time, and almost all the rooms I get to loot as well, because nobody ever loots the dome. Maybe they might loot KPRL, which is the double safe room key that's right outside of the main building, but other than that, they don't go inside. They don't really loot any of the containers, any of the loose loot, nor do they loot any of the keys inside the dome building, and that's what I want to talk about. I think these keys are very underrated, and you can get a decent haul every raid, and pretty safely, since you're very close to manhole. So let's get into it. So the first key I want to talk about, I'll just talk about it really quickly, is KPRO. All of you are probably familiar with it. It's a double safe room that's right outside of the main building. It's got 2 safes, it's got 2 weapon lockers. Great key. It is expensive. I believe last I checked it was 300k. Definitely expensive, even since they knocked it down to 40 uses, but you can still make your money back on it fairly quickly, and I don't think it's a bad key to have. However, getting into the key rooms that are inside of the dome, there are 3 rooms all on the second floor. The first one being RB Coral, or KORL. Inside this room are 2 filing cabinets and 2 intel spawns. Intel's going for a lot right now. It's been going up ever since the wipe started, and a lot of people need it. And you've got 2 filing cabinets to loot. You can find diaries. You can also find intelligence in there, as other pretty valuable items like rechargeable batteries and such. Great place to find some good loot and maybe some quest items if you're struggling with those. The next room I want to talk about is probably my favorite key inside the actual dome building, which is RBRLSA. In this room, you've got 3 filing cabinets, you also got an intelligence spawn, and you've got some loose loot. I believe there's going to be some loose military tech loot in there. Very great stuff, get a lot of money for those items, and you also have, I believe, some ammunition and weapon part spawns in there. Another great key, a lot of filing cabinets to loot, and that Coral, which I just mentioned, and the last key, RBRS, all go for about 50k. Very cheap to get, and if you were to get all 3 of those keys in one raid to the dome, I think you could pay it off like that. Really nice keys. And the last key is going to be RBRS. Not an amazing room, but it's got 2 toolboxes, and it'll have some loose tech spawns, I believe, on the ground. Not an amazing key. It's usually my least profitable room. Usually, but occasionally I believe I've found a few good things in there from previous wipes and stuff. Yeah, not a bad key. I wouldn't say you absolutely need it. I think there's plenty of loot already if you have just 2 out of the 4 keys that I just mentioned. But, if you have room for it, you might as well pick it up, get a little bit of extra rubles out of there. And those are going to be all the keys. I believe combined total, it's about 450 to 500k for all the keys. Not too bad, and going to the reserve is not to reserve, but going to the dome is very safe. Don't really run into players. I don't think many people are doing Red Rebel extracts yet, so now's the time to go up there, grab some loot, and you get to go down to Manhole, which is very close. You don't really run into people coming up to the dome from there, at least not, I haven't experienced that yet, going up to the dome, and it's just a great way to make money. So now that I've wrapped up with this, we're going to transition to the other part of the video where I kind of just talk about this sample run that I got going on in the background, and just kind of give you an idea of what you can get, maybe what to expect, and yeah, just to give you an idea of looting the dome. So thank you guys. Let's get into this next part. Alright, so just did a little offline raid, kind of to give you maybe kind of a demo, an idea of what a typical run at Dome would look like, assuming you can hit most of everything. So this is what I got. I think it's pretty good. Trying to do a little bit of math in my head, think about the value of everything, and if you were to sell everything that I did find in this raid, that includes the U-Lock, I got the diaries in here, everything, not really keeping anything, I think this would be at least 200k, maybe 250k. Granted, the U-Lock was a really nice find. I think I got really lucky with the first save I hit, getting like a Raven and the small diary. And also, typically when I do dome runs, I usually do it when I'm doing manhole runs. So I got a big rig, I'm just trying to make some money. So I don't have the backpack, so I couldn't take as much, so, of course, meaning I wouldn't make as much. But, the quality of loot here I think is pretty good. You know, if you're trying to do quick manhole runs, like I said, like I do, this is a great place to hit up. It's usually low risk. I haven't really ran into any people up here yet. Even if you don't spawn at Dome, which I've had some a pretty decent amount of Dome spawns recently. Even if you don't spawn at Dome, it's not like these keys that I have, the keys for Dome, are really hit up that much, except for KPRL, which is at a double safe room right outside of the actual Dome building. But RS, Coral, and RLSA, nobody ever touches these. I don't think anybody even really goes in the actual building of Dome. They just go up the back stairs that are over here. Um, so yeah, definitely uh, not a place that's contested at all, really. Unless, of course, you're running into some shooter born in heaven questers or just people that are just sniping in general. Definitely recommend coming up here to loot. And you don't even need all the keys. Even if you just have Coral, RLSA, RS, KPRL, there's still a lot of good loot to be had. I'd say at least have one of the three on the left. KPRL is definitely nice, but it is just too safe. So you're out of there quick. You can get really good items, but you won't get a lot of it. Um, but these other three, RLSA has a lot of filing cabinets. Coral has a lot of filing cabinets. RS has got a few toolboxes. I think some other tech spawns on the floor. I'm not too sure, but I think these keys are definitely worth. I think it's about 120k for these three, and then about 300k for KPRL. Um, so yeah, and also just a quick tip: if you're thinking about doing dome runs like I do, just to make some money with a rig, and you're going to extract at manhole, they had a little scab tower down there, or not necessarily a scab tower, but that little tower building. If you go in it, it's got two filing cabinets, so you can hit those two on the way out. You know, filing cabinets are great for flash drives, manuals, diaries. I believe you can also find in there a lot of good stuff. So definitely intelligence too. Don't forget that. So definitely worth hitting up all those filing cabinets. That's why I really like RLSA. It's got 3 filing cabinets in there. Super nice. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys liked the video, subscribe, hit the like button, tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, if there's something you'd like to see, something I could improve on, whatever it is, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be trying to make more stuff in the future, so stick around. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later.